I'm really, really thrilled that you're able to join me on this interview today, Caroline, because, I'm a wannabe gym rat. I used to be a much better gym rat. But part of why I didn't go to the gym so much was a little bit of my own confidence issue. And then I found you, and you kind of changed my perspective. And I would love you to share some of your wisdom with our viewers on this topic of, kind of getting back into shape, going to the gym, and not letting all the other stuff that happens get in the way of confidence. So thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, thank you for inviting me.
So as I like to do with my guests, I like to kind of really peel apart, what is it that you hear most about people not getting to the gym, worried about getting to the gym? Why is it such a confidence bust?
It's such a confidence bust for lots of reasons. Number one, the gym is scary. It's scary. There's lots of machines. There's lots of unknowns. There's big, scary men that are grunting and groaning. So a lot is happening in the gym. And if that's not your world, it's freaky. Something I hear often in terms of that is I'm not fit enough to go to the gym, which is kind of a catch-22 because without the gym, how do you build fitness? So I think that just getting in the door is often the biggest hurdle. And that's a running joke in fitness is that, the big, heaviest piece of equipment in the whole gym is the front door.
I love that. Well, I think part of it too is there's some people that are real gym rats. They live at the gym, they're really fit, they're muscular, they're skinny, whatever, body type. And so I go there and I'm like, oh, I'm so not that right. I'm a big woman and I don't go often enough to not, to get through a class without halfway passing out. But, the thing that I love a lot about what you do and you personally is, as you're an instructor, you're professional, but you're not that kind of person that freaks people out. And I think that that's a gift for me. So thank you. But I know that you feel really passionately too about people going and doing their own thing and being who they are. So how do you convey that to folks? You do it in your class, but not all our viewers can be there. So what would you tell people who are having that kind of oh my God, I don't want to go to the gym and be the fattest person in the room?
I think that part of it is finding a place that you feel comfortable. And if it's not the first class that you walk into or the first gym that you walk into, I'd say just keep going. The whole thing behind the movie Finding Nemo is just keep swimming, just keep going. And that's what I would say. I would say find a place where you do feel comfortable, even if it takes you 5 different locations to find that place.
Well, that's really, it's a big thing to do, but one of the things we know about confidence and one of the 8 confidence indicators is when you do take control of your fitness. You don't have to be in great physical shape, but when you take control and if you make that commitment to find a place that you feel comfortable, like you said, that's a huge thing. What is your kind of best tips about beyond that of finding a great place, but what's the best thing you can advise people to kind of build their confidence to get through that heavy front door?
Yeah.
And then come back?
First tip, I would say do your homework. Figure out what you're hoping to achieve. Figure out what you want in terms of understanding yourself, understanding your goals, and what you hope to get out of it is huge because, again, knowledge is definitely power. So if you can figure out what you want, I think that's a huge stepping stone.
I think that is, and maybe to dive a little bit deeper into that, I know when I'm in your class, you're always saying, do adjust the exercise so that you can get through it, so you do it, that you feel comfortable, set your own kind of weight amounts and pace. And that's one of the things I love about your class is not hey, you can do it, you can do it. No, I can't do what that person, that instructor or that person who's at the gym 5 days a week, I can't do that. But there's things that I can do that I want to achieve. So any advice on, how do people do that when they don't have a beautiful instructor like you?
I think it's all about finding your personal best and recognizing that we all are of different abilities with different strengths and different things to contribute. So it's easier said than done. I will tell you personally that I teach yoga and I teach some students that can do the wackiest, craziest yoga stuff that I could never in my wildest imagination do. And they're still coming to class, even though they're well outperforming me. So I think it's just finding what works and comparing yourself to yourself. You in a month should be better. You in 6 months should be better. And that's the key.
Oh, that's golden. I know it sounds so obvious, but it's golden. I love that. Give me another great tip to get some folks who, need to get over that hurdle of I got to get to a gym, or maybe it's not even a gym. Maybe it's just I need to get off the chair or the couch and do something.
Off the couch. Right. Maybe you find a YouTube channel that offers free streaming workouts and you latch onto that with someone that makes you feel empowered. Finding the right situation is key because everything is drastically different in terms of quality, in terms of pricing, in terms of in terms of culture, in terms of members. I've walked into some studios and said, there's no way that I'm working here because I don't want to be part of what's going on here. And if that's the case, don't let it discourage you. Just find somewhere different that feels like it's right to you.
Now, I know also that there's oftentimes groups of people, particularly women, that will go. Do you think that that's helpful too?
In terms of being like all women?
Well, no, like to make yourself part of that routine of getting to the gym, having friends to walk with or go to the gym. Is that
man, oh man. Yes, there's definitely safety in numbers. If you have a friend that has similar goals, that's huge. Even if you just have a friend that you can recruit to go on a gym tour with you, that's huge.
Now, what do you do if you don't?
I would say hire a trainer, not for a permanent fixture if that's not for you financially, but hire a trainer for an intro session or two just to walk you around the gym. It's kind of like you're going to the party with the host, so you feel a lot more comfortable. You feel more comfortable. And they can show you the equipment, they can show you what to expect so that when you're there on your own, you're walking with purpose, you know exactly what's happening versus just aimlessly wandering.
Yeah, no, I love that. And you know, like as much as I'd love to go with friends and you can build friends over time at a gym, my schedule doesn't allow me to like just recruit somebody to go to the gym. So that's a great tip. I love that. One more tip for our viewers who may be very busy working folks that can't go on a regular basis. What can they do?
Anything is better than nothing, right? 5 minutes is better than 0 minutes, always. So whatever you can do. I mean, park in a parking spot far away from the front door. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. There are such small ways to build fitness into your routine so you start really feeling stronger over time, which might eventually make the gym a lot less intimidating.
No, I love that. I want to come back to something that you said before. It got me all excited, and it really is, again, part of why I love coming to your class. And I really want us to make sure people hear this because it's really empowering. That there's going to be somebody who's skinnier, stronger, more cardio fit. That's just a given.
Always.
And the gym is the worst place for benchmarks, right? So, maybe you said, set your own benchmarks. Maybe be better the next month, better the following month. You meet with lots of people, how do you get to that point where you're like, okay, I'm going to do this? Is there anything that you've consistently helped with people or you hear with people that's gotten them over that initial hump?
Man, I don't know. Fake it till you make it. I mean, seriously, jump in, act confident if you're not confident, at least for the first couple, because once you get going, once you carve the time out, once it starts to become a habit, everything is so much simpler. It's so much easier. And the reality is in most gyms, even the skinny minis, even the hard bodies, they're so focused on what's happening within themselves and their lives. They're fighting battles that we know nothing about as well. I mean, we all are. We all are. So I would say fake it till you make it. Do your best to grit your teeth, to buck up, to get over that first hurdle, which is the hardest hurdle ever, and then make it a part of your life.
Yeah, no, I think that's really profound. I say to people, if you can, make it a meeting. If put it in your schedule as a meeting, a sacred time, whatever works for you. And again, like you said, maybe it's going to a class, great. If it's taking a walk, great. Whatever it is, but make it a meeting so that you have to do it. Just like you would respect the person you're meeting with, respect, if you're meeting with a trainer, great. But even if not, respect the fact that that's your exercise time. I don't know if that's the most profound way to do it, but it certainly works for me and it works for some other people that I talked to.
One of my students that had the biggest progress in terms of goals made it very simple. He's like, I'm working out 4 days a week for a half an hour. Super simple, nothing crazy. And he's like, but if I don't feel like working out during my workout time, I'm going to walk easy back and down my driveway, just up and down, just for like 30 minutes. So it's not a true workout, but it really was a true workout because over time, all those half-hour blocks added up to something pretty significant in terms of goals over the course of a year.
I love it. I love it. And, I guess just as a word of my own experience over the years and such, and I meant what I said in the beginning, I think finding an instructor that doesn't berate you, that doesn't make you feel worse than you're already feeling walking through that door, hats off, or maybe bandanas off to you, because it's made all the difference for me that I know I can walk in a room. It's going to be packed with women. You're the most popular class. It's reserved days in advance, just saying. But needless to say, I think it makes all the difference when you connect with an instructor and the mojo in the room. It makes it a heck of a lot easier to be part of it rather than be an outsider. So thank you.
I agree. Oh my gosh, thank you.
And thank you for your words of wisdom. I know they were quick, but your contact information's below. I know you do some personal consulting as well and coaching. And hopefully I get to see you tomorrow in the gym.
Let's do it.
For weeks, I've been on the road, which is just totally bleh. But I'm so excited to get back and see you and be part of the fitness thing there. And thank you so much for taking
Awesome.
every day.
Thank you so much.